All right, so we know I love a good subjective topic. So subjective subject to the subjective, whatever, however you want to go about saying that. Size of glasses. How does it work? Does it matter? Is there such a thing as the wrong size glasses? Well, maybe there is and maybe there isn't, but let's take a little while to actually sit and talk and enjoy ourselves on this little topic that is quite treacherous for some. Clearly, it's going to be a pun-filled day. Optical puns? Maybe, maybe not. Now, when it comes to sizing for glasses, I say this is incredibly subjective because each person has kind of this different idea of what they feel like is or is not a good size of glasses, right? Some of us like big, huge glasses that are like 3 times too big for our face. Is that too big? Does it matter? Does it not? Well, yes and no, as it always goes. Everybody has a different idea. That's why it's fun. That's why we like it. That's why I enjoy it. Nobody is the same. Everybody likes different things. Some people have prescription requirements that take priority over some of the other things, and sometimes we just make it work, regardless of the prescription. I don't always like to do that, but we do it sometimes because people like what they like at the end of the day, and at the end of the day, you are the one wearing the glasses, and you should love them no matter what anybody says. I have occasionally had, I can think of one person. There's one person that tells me how much they hate these on me, and it was absolutely hilarious when they came in 3 months later talking about how much they loved this frame on me. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyways, that's what you get sometimes, okay? Onto the actual sizing. On these, you'll see the lenses are pretty close in here with my face. I've got my fingers on the side of my face, and I can fit my fingers in between the temple and my head. So it's a little bit big, right? Sizing overall, as I get away from it, you can see it's fine. As I get closer, it starts to come apart. You start to see that they are really, really big glasses, even on me. What's cool with this one, the translucent color kind of takes it back a notch, so it's not as overpowering. It's not as big of a frame as it really is, because light passes through it, right? So it doesn't make as bold of an impression. So even though it is technically too big for me, it still fits and it still works, and that's what matters, right? Is that it works and that we can wear it. And I'm just gonna keep playing with things in the background until I like it. There we go. Now, when a frame is way too big, you do get some optical issues there, especially if you've got a stronger prescription. The frames and the lenses can be heavier, right? Because the lenses have to be thicker to work and make the prescription fit in a bigger frame. So there's a weight aspect of it. As far as style and fashion, trends are hugely oversized right now. So the really big owl-size octagons and circles and the huge squares and all these really thin metal frames with just hugely oversized, and people are wearing them with no prescription, and that's fine. They can get away with that because they don't have optics to deal with. For those of us with a prescription, even a milder one like mine, when you get into those big frames, you get kind of the sunken head look, or you get the really small eyes, or the really bug-eyed, or the really, just depending on what your prescription is, you get some weird artifacts going on there. But when it comes to overall size and what is a textbook good fit, that is totally different from fashion. And the fashion side of things, you'll see people yell and argue all day long, especially in some of the optical groups out there. We won't go there today. Maybe one day I'll be that brave. Today is not the day, but I've seen some things, okay? I see movie stars all the time are critiqued on their glasses constantly. Who possibly styled them in that? Well, a stylist, but because looks matter there, right? In general, the textbook good fit that you want to see. Overall, you want the eyes in the center of the lens. Again, these are big on me, right? Because the center of these lenses is here and here, and my eyes are well inside of that, right? The lenses are a little bit smaller on these. It balances out. It's fine. Again, I don't have a huge prescription. It's like a -2. baby stuff, okay? Now, as you get away from center, optics become more and more of an issue, especially as you get in higher and higher powers. Particularly with plus powers, it is even more troublesome because you get that really thick center, you get the really big bug eyes, and you get some really other fun artifacts there that make the whole world wonky and make your head spin. You don't want to go there, okay? But when you've got that textbook fit where the overall width of the frame is even with the face, usually right at the cheekbones, depending on the shape of the face. This is the only time you'll hear me say the face shape matters that much, is when you are looking for that critical size is even with the cheekbones here. And again, this frame is a couple millimeters out past that, but my cheekbones are the widest part of my face. So that's not fair to go off of, right? Well, yes and no. And then you want this angle to go up just a little bit through there. And there's some other technicalities that I'm going to spare you today because we are focused on size. Okay? When it comes to too small, that is also subjective because we have people out there like Tom Selleck wearing something that by this textbook definition I just gave you is way, way, way too small. And now we're going to dig into things that are going to get me in trouble. So we've got this, right? That kind of classic round, smaller frame. Initially, especially from back here, it looks a little bit small on me. As we get closer, it almost looks too big, right? Because it's just pretty big frame, but the eye's dead center in there, but we would call this too small, right? So it's pretty subjective, especially with styles right now. But if you care about optics and you care about having that textbook good fit that nobody is going to look at you and go, oh, that's a perfect fitting pair of glasses. You did so good. They're going to look at the glasses and they're going to decide if it looks good on you. They don't care if it's a textbook good fit. I care about a little of both because obviously at the end of the day, I like optics and I like the lenses to work good, which means everything needs to fit good and play good together. Well, I let you have a frame that is 3 sizes too big and you're a -8. Sometimes I just like to let you prove yourself wrong. But I'm going to warn you first. And then when the lenses come in and look like bricks and you go, oh, and that's it, huh? Yeah, that's it. I don't have to do that very often. In fact, I don't think I've done that once since my store. I've usually will just, yeah. I don't have to do that too much. Most people listen to me. I can't think of one. Sorry. I was trying to think of one. Yeah. It happens, but it doesn't happen here very often. I think the worst one I've had was about a -9 in a frame that was a little bit too big. We did some other lens voodoo and it worked and it looked okay. Could it have been better? Yeah. But she loved it. It looked pretty good. It was a very big frame. It was a high minus prescription, but it was in a chunkier frame, so it hid some of the thickness. Didn't have squirrel eyes, so that's always good. But there's ways to play around with it. It's what I'm getting at. There is no, this is the way it is, period. Anybody that tells you that just doesn't know how to have fun, okay? There's just tons of frames out there today. There's tons of cool manufacturers out there making cool stuff. Fashion is all over the map. You can get pretty well anything, and it's really nice and refreshing to see that, in my opinion. Is it a textbook opinion? No. Is it wrong? Also no. It just is what it is. Wear what you love because at the end of the day, that's what you're going to wear the most. Sometimes you don't love it and you screwed up and it's too big. Fine, we'll make another pair that's smaller. You still have these to enjoy that you absolutely love. It is what it is. Wear the ones you love because those are the ones you're going to wear. Do I have a -12? No. Can I wear pretty well anything I want? Yeah. And you know I do because you've seen it. So, that's all I've got. Just wear the pair of glasses you love. Is there a right or wrong size? Yeah, well, maybe. And I have a video for you if you really care about the numbers. The numbers don't matter at the end of the day. What is this? Whose line is it anyway? Right? It's all made up and the numbers don't matter anyway. Yeah, well, that's not entirely wrong. Good old Colin. Yeah. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, oh boy. I'm done. I'll catch you guys next time.